Don't even... Everybody in chat's going, he will never do Tainted Lost. He will never do Tainted Lost. He will never do Tainted Lost. If you gotta, you gotta. La da da da. Okay, today's the day, man. I'm waiting for the day when we will Tainted Lost. You didn't think that I could sit around and taint the Lost? Bro, my cereal? But yeah, we were talking about it before. I haven't purchased a chocolate and or candy bar in a long time. From like a grocery store or anything like that. I just my natural hunch, my natural preference, etc., is salty snacks, particularly fried potato crisps or something of the in the vicinity of that, in that same genre. So I don't buy snacks too often, or at least I try not to. When I buy them, it's always Pirate's Booty, Sun Chips, Goldfish Crackers, you know, something of in that varietal. And I'll tell you why. For one, I feel like I just like the taste more. But secondarily, I also feel like you get more out of it. Like, you buy a package of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And I know this is not how it actually works, but if you buy a package of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, you get 3 cups, right? I think we've had this discussion before. Like, in the US, you get 2 cups, but the cups are bigger or something. But in Canada, the basic size is a 3-cup Marty, I believe. 3 is the king size. Okay, well, I mean, treat yourself, king. Don't let your crown dip. Anyway, you can discuss the argument if you wish about 2 versus 3, depending on where you live. However, I feel like, you know, I know this is a specious argument, okay? But would I rather have like 400 Sun Chips or 3 peanut butter cups? I'd rather have 400 Sun Chips, man. It's a given. 1 Reese's Peanut Butter Cup beats 1 Sun Chip, but like 400 Sun Chips. It's probably not 400, but you get the idea. Like, I feel like when you buy like a chocolate bar, it's just like it's there and then it's gone. When you buy potato chips, you get to be like the average chip enjoyer for a little bit. Such is life. I mean, that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. That's terrible. I don't know if it's terrible. That seems a little bit hyperbolic. How do they compare calorically? I think that typically... Am I crazy? I feel like I've never seen these enemies. I feel like typically, you know, a bag of potato chips is a little bit... they're both bad for you. Let's start there. I feel like a normal snack-sized bag of potato chips versus a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup package. The chips are a little better for you, but not good for you. Let's put it that way. I died. Okay, let's try again. I mean, by weight, they're pretty similar, right? So it makes sense. Dude, did you see the... And it's... I don't know what it is. It's like McMansion TikTok or something like that. Every one of these couples on TikTok has like a marble or granite island that they make weird sandwiches on. Like, they just pour out the sandwich ingredients onto the island and then use bread to like scrape it up. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I know that, and this makes it worse for me, to be honest. It's designed to outrage farm. And it's working, which is what bothers me, I guess. But, you know, we talked about the nacho one and that terrible, like, spaghetti one. But, like, the new one I saw was, like, they took a whole jar of peanut butter and then just spread it out all over the island. And then they used, I was gonna give the middle finger to the screen there. I guess I should have used the... guess I should have used the card. So they put the... No. Just kill me. Oh no, I died. They took a whole jar of peanut butter, spread it out all over the island, and then in like a bunch of strips, or like lanes, if you will, they put some jelly on top of the peanut butter, and then they put some Nutella on top of the peanut butter, and then they put like some, I don't even know, it looked like ketchup, but it probably wasn't ketchup or something, I assume. And then on the last strip, they put like kosher dill pickle spears. And you just like, you know, they took white bread and then just like scraped it across the island to pick up like the sandwich that they wanted. And I was just like, just why, man? Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't get it. Obviously, nobody's doing that recipe. So I guess it's just outrage farming, which is like a... It makes sense. I guess I get it. But don't you, like, I don't know, hate yourself? TikTok's not even, like, monetizable, really. I don't know what your, like, career endgame is there. Maybe I'm, you know, is it the children that are out of touch, or is it me? I don't know. I don't understand. You do the TikTok to Instagram pipeline. I know, yes, of course, like you never want food waste because there's people that are starving, but like even beyond that, like it's not like they were realistically gonna purchase the peanut butter and then you know, send it to another part of the world. I think it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. The food waste argument, it always annoys me because I think it puts the responsibility for there being people starving in the world on like the shoulders of the end consumer. And that justifies to the end consumer that they have to, hey, go ahead and eat a 3,500 calorie meal because if you don't, it'll disrespect people you've never met before in your life. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that the food waste stuff is more... It's less about the fact that, oh, sorry, like, you can't have food because somebody in North America needs it to gorge themselves, and much more about, like, you know, distribution. But admittedly, I'm not really an expert on the topic. I just pretend to be one. You know, like, Starbucks probably throws out, like, 30,000 calories worth of biscuits and stuff every single day, but somehow it's like, you know... your aunt's fault that there's world hunger because she, you know, threw out one cupcake out of the dozen that she bought without eating it or something. Well, we can already fly. I guess we're going down. I can't imagine, like, if you work at... Be honest with me, okay? Be honest with me. I'm getting risky here, man. Check this out. I've never worked at a restaurant. Let me oh, no. If you work at a Chili's, Outback Steakhouse, Applebee's, if you work at Taylor's, the restaurant I knew she wanted to go anyway, it's two beans. There's no difference between these photos. How much food do you throw out daily? And if you say a lot, you're banned. I mean, like, specifically. As specific as possible. Good items only? Like 2.5? Man, that's a lot of food. By the way, I got anyway, a lot. 300 baguettes a day? Our waste was 60% some weeks. What is 60%? 60% of what you ordered, like 60% of the intake, was eventually removed from your premises as waste without being sold? That's crazy. By the way, I'm on cloud 9, because when I talked about the fact that I would like to work at the McDonald's drive-thru, if and only if I had access to $100 million. Holy... Holy card? A lot of people took issue with that. They're like, you wouldn't last a freaking day working at the McDonald's drive-thru. You wouldn't. It's like stolen valor. We're not going in there. We're gonna try to get to the. We're gonna try to get to the angel room. Like, people act as if... I'm not suggesting it's easy, for the record. By the way, how many mimics can you give me? I'm not suggesting it's the easiest job in the world. I'm just suggesting that, like, it's crazy to me the amount of people who think, like, it's, you know, akin to, like, psychological warfare. Then someone in the comments on Twitter was like, I've worked at the McDonald's drive-thru for, like, 5 years, and I think, honestly, you would do just fine because you've been forged in the fire of chat. And I'm like, I thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Is the let's not call it ignorance, but people are like, you know, you getting criticized or yelled at by strangers a few times a day. I don't think you could handle it, man. And I'm like, I think it. I literally, like, in the course of this anecdote, like 7 people have been like, you do not understand, you fool. Like, it's crazy. Is different in person? I honestly feel like, well, I shouldn't say in person is easier, but it's not really like in person. It's just a McDonald's drive-thru. Like, I've been yelled at face to face. I've told you, like, on the bus in oh no, thank God panic button's sick. In the bus in Vancouver, I got yelled at face to face. They called me slurs to my face. I just rode the bus and I got off at my stop. It was kind of uncomfortable, but, like, you know, it's not like I was literally, like, shaking or whatever. I was just like, man, there's a lot of weird people on this bus. Plus, in this hypothetical story, I have $100 million in the bank. No big deal. Mouth. Yeah, like, Mouth. People are like, oh, you wouldn't survive a day in the McDonald's drive-thru. Someone tried to stab Mouth in Toronto with, like, an X-Acto knife. Crazy lady went running at him and tried to stab him. But that's nothing, man. I'm dead. I'm a genius. That's nothing compared to having someone criticize you because you got one thing in their McDonald's order wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but, like, give the streamer a little bit of credit here. I changed like 15 poop-filled diapers a week with a smile on my face. It's different. It's different. Yeah, it's different because I'm built different. Anyway, in order to test this, we need McDonald's to get back to me. But, with, you know, we'll see. Yeah, plus, how are they going to yell at me if I'm handling the drive-thru? When you handle the drive-thru window, you say, can I take your order? You enter the order. You take their payment. Someone else in the line puts the food in the bag and then gets yelled at. And you get to go, I might throw some in as a... I might get them a small coffee instead of a large just as a joke. Start replacing people's Diet Coke with Coke Zero just to see if they can tell the difference. I think it could be a valuable opportunity. Lower damage, just what I wanted. Hello, Mouth, by the way. Hello, Mouth. Everybody welcome Mouth to the show. Until you tell him the ice cream machine's broken. It does always be broken, though, huh? Also, like, ever since COVID, McDonald's here doesn't sell, like, salads anymore. I'm like, what did somebody sneeze on the romaine lettuce or something? Like, I'm not necessarily trying to get a healthier option. I just sometimes enjoy a crispy chicken Caesar salad, but I'm like, where the heck are my salads, man? Mouth, do you have an answer for me? I was hoping you had it figured out. I don't know if this is good for us, but... That seems fine. What was the question? Why doesn't McDonald's sell salads during COVID? Or are they just using COVID as an excuse to be like, finally we can cut these like non-loss leaders from our menu or something? So I kind of missed that crispy chicken salad, man. You telling me a Caesar made this salad? Wait, this is an XL floor. Holy card? Oh, baby. Holy card. There we go. That one's for the audio-only listeners. Should have popped that holy card. Okay, try again. Okay, try again. No! Always nice to mix in a little Holy Lost. Always a good time. Oh, now we're talking. Okay, this run can work, man. This run can work. Bro, you guys can insult McDonald's for being unhealthy all you want. Everybody knows it's not like a recent revelation or anything like that. I'm just saying, if I go back into your chat history and find like within the last 6 months you've left a message about being so drunk you can't even focus on the stream because you had 11 beers at 6 p.m. on a Wednesday or whatever, like, I'm gonna put you on notice, okay? You don't get to be Mr. Nutrition when it's like fast food and then like, oh, no, different. These are... You know, this is self-care, you know? I feel personally attacked. That's what, like, everyone's like, I'm so superior. I don't eat McDonald's. I only eat, like, Whole Foods and then, you know, drink 9 double IPAs 5 times a week. Like, at least I'm just asking you to have the same amount of self-awareness you're asking me to have. These beers are medicinal. I honestly think I'm at the point in my life, if you were like, and you got to make this decision at some point. Like, I think when you hit, you know, 30, let's just, and this is just basically a rule of thumb, you should make a decision for your own health of whether you're going to give up double IPAs or whether you're going to give up food that is like bad for you. I think I'm at the point in my life I would rather give up the double IPAs, quite frankly. And then, you know, maybe at like 45, you gotta kind of give up the food that's bad for you too. And then at 60, you run an ultra marathon. You become just a elite Ironman endurance athlete. Life after 30 is boring? I mean, honestly, I agree and I disagree. I think that if, you know, what did that song say? If you're bored, then you're boring. You know, the Peep Show introduction. But also, like, I think you should be okay with, like, a more boring life as you get older. It's not boring, it's just quieter pleasures. Like, people will literally be, like, 24 years old and be like, oh, life is so boring after, you know, you're 30. You're like, yeah, I would love to, like, be so exciting as to just get hammered 3 times a week and then spend like 7 hours in bed on Saturday and Sunday mornings each being hungover, and then like struggle to go outside for brunch and then watch 2 movies on Netflix and repeat it that night. Oh, so exciting. Wow, that's... I wish I was young so I could enjoy life like that. Okay, we don't go in. We got a holy card. We're in a good spot. Some people don't equate that with excitement. Well, that's what I'm saying. If that's not what's exciting for you, then you have no reason for your like quality of life to become boring after you turn 30. It just sounds like sour grapes, honestly. Plus, like, yeah, I'm like, being boring is kind of cool. As long as, like, you're happy with yourself, I think having boring hobbies is sick. Like, in Mouth, you gotta let me go with this, okay? Because it's meant to be glorifying, not insulting. I don't care about, like, gardening at all. So, like, if Malf was like, do you want to come garden with me? I would be like, nah, that sounds boring. I'd be, like, looking at my phone the whole time. But he obviously finds it fulfilling. So who cares if it's boring for me? I don't think it's, like, you know, boring. I think you just gotta, you know, find a hobby that you get some kind of, like, meaning out of. Maybe it's boring because you can no longer rely on easily getting to Diamond in Apex Legends in order to handle all of your self-esteem. You actually have to get some kind of, like, intrinsic value from just enjoying who you are as a human being as your reflexes slip away. Okay, I should just put you in the fire. Stop, stop, it hurts, stop. This one's for all the 30-somethings. Many people will suggest, hey, NL, I know you're just pandering to the 30-somethings because they have the disposable income to spend on Twitch subscriptions. Anyway, moving on. I think we would. The dream here would be Jacob's Ladder. The dream here would be restock. And then trying to flex on holy cards. No, no! Okay, that's fine. Buy restock, get holy cards. That's the ticket. Statistically speaking, who buys the most subs or donates the most? Your mom owns. Next question. Got him. I'm 26, but I live like I'm 36. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I think if you live old, you'll stay young. The same way people say, like, you know, act poor to stay rich. I think if you live like you're a senior citizen, you're gonna be well preserved the older you get. If you're 26 and you live like you're 19, like by the time you hit 40, I was gonna say something rude. I was gonna say you're gonna look like Angela from 90 Day Fiancé, okay? I don't mean to insult Angela. I did watch a 90 Day Fiancé episode where she promised her surgeon that after her gastric bypass, she wasn't gonna smoke. And then as soon as she got out of the hospital, she started smoking, but that's no reason to attack her as a human being. I apologize. It does seem like bad advice, but or a bad implementation on her part. We don't have bombs. That's all right. Next floor. Next floor. Knife piece? Oh yeah. Whoops. Sorry. I don't know, and this is actually sincere, not just like trying to get myself out of it. I don't know if this run is alt path worthy right now. It's more like it's very good, but it's gotta be very good. Just to give you a good chance of really doing anything as Tainted Lost. So I feel like getting Mega Satan by itself would be an outrageous accomplishment. Don't hit me. Or True Ending, that's true. We could try True Ending. What does living like you're 30 even mean? I mean, that's the other thing, is like... It's way less, in my opinion, or experience at least, it's way less about, you know, your age, and way more about, like, kind of the stage of your life that you're at. Like, I definitely... You know, I have friends from university who still pretty much live like they're, you know, in their early 20s. It's more... Give me this. It's more about the fact that they're, you know, single, don't have kids, and, you know, I mean, they're enjoying, like, urban life, basically, you know what I mean? And then I have friends who, I mean, they kind of lived like they were, like, 70 years old. when they were in college, you know? They, like, in the second week of college, they met the person who would eventually become their future spouse. And, you know, instead of going out on Fridays and Saturdays, they went out for, like, you know, appetizers and one drink on Friday. Then they left and watched 17 movies over the course of the next 48 hours. I think it's way more about, like, your life cycle. Like, my life has looked very similar in terms of, like, you know, what I get up to on my weekdays and weekends since I was, like, 25 or 26. So turning 30 didn't really change anything at all. And I also, like, you know, get, like, occasional pangs of old age. Like, I'm not old, but I mean, like, occasionally there are things that happen that wouldn't have happened if I were, like, 22. Like, once every 2 months, now I get a little, like, sciatica pain, you know? That doesn't happen in your 20s. But apart from that, like, I think if you treat yourself and your body with respect, you know, you don't have to... Whenever I see people be like, oh, I woke up on, like, my 30th birthday and I was, like, my back hurt, I'm like, what the heck did you do in your 20s, man? Did you spend your 20s with your computer chair turned around and then you put your knees on the computer chair and leaned over the... like... Because I hate to say it, but that's like, you kind of get what you deserve. Because I know it's the same thing. You were probably in chat, probably in my chat. This is not a straw man. This is a real thing, Mom. In my chat going, lol, good posture? I'm just never going to have back pain instead. I'm just never going to have back pain. Rip to your back, but I'm built different. And then, you know, you turn 32 and you're like, oh, why... There's nothing I could have done, man. I've aged into back pain. Or like for like 7 or 8 years I've been telling you guys, you know, when you turn up the volume on your phone too loud, and then it makes the phone goes like, please, for the love of God, turn me down so you don't go deaf. I'm like, yo, you should do that, because every once in a while I do hear a little ee in my ear. So now I make an effort, and have for like a decade, to not go through that, and not exacerbate it a little bit. People, not everybody, but other people will be in chat, and they'll be like, nah, it's worth it. It's worth becoming Riz Ahmed from The Sound of Metal just to hear like 100 gecs at 175 decibels for no reason. Just hits different. Okay, get me out of here. Yeah, because we're not going all path. We don't care. I'm just saying, just treat yourself. If whenever possible, treat yourself with a little bit of respect. I still get, like, I wouldn't say, like, I have degenerative injuries or anything like that. But, like, I spent a lot of, like, my late teens and 20s, like, with a laptop on my bed, like laying on my stomach, resting on my elbows, drumming on a trash can, banging on a streetlight. And now, like, when I put too much pressure on my elbows for a few hours, like, I start to get a little numbness there. I start, like, they start to ache a little bit. That's the price you pay, you know? The things you do to yourself now, you know, you don't realize it, but you may end up paying the cost later. Especially when there's like no benefit to like just like sitting in bad posture is literally just like what do you get out of it? I don't know. IDK is comfy. IDK, comfy. We'll see how comfy you are when you're living in a van down by the river. Gulp. You know what I'm saying, Mel? I wish someone had really emphasized how annoying tinnitus was when I was a teenager. You don't want to hear this. And I can't verify this, but I bet like probably at least 10 people over the course of, you know, your teenage life brought it up to you, and you either weren't listening, you were going, like you're doing right now, or you, even if you had heard them, you would have just been like, yeah, maybe, and then just gone back to forgetting what they were. And that's what I would have done as a teenager. I can't speak for everybody, but I got tinnitus forced upon me by my marching band. Yeah, that blows. I've been to some, like, I get the appeal of loud music at a concert. But there have been, like, concerts I've been to that were just too loud and should not have been so loud. Euthanasia. I remember I was, like, 12. My parents took me to see Canadian rock singer Colin James at the Grand Theater in Kingston. I just remember the music being so loud I could, like, feel it in my rib cage. I was, like, 12 years old. I was like, I don't know, come on, Colin James, you're like, don't get me wrong, he can shred a little bit, but like, why is it, there's no standing room, it's everybody's seated. We don't need to be, there's no mosh pit forming, like, just just turn it down a little bit, man. You got a microphone there and everything. Yeah, movie theaters, I feel the same way sometimes. Sporting events. You didn't wear earplugs? They hadn't invented them yet. They were just a glimmer in 3M's eyes back then. That's how old I am. I just lowered the stream volume. Let's go. We're saving 2 ears at a time. Saving America. 2 ears at a time. It's not so bad. I saw Iron Maiden when I was 8. That's pretty bad. I mean, well, not bad. It's actually extremely cool, but like, imagine it's probably not a great time to be exposed to, you know, ear-searing volume. Anyway, I'm not like an audiologist, I'm just saying, you know? If you're gonna like destroy your back, like don't do it sitting weird in your chair. At least do it in some way that is fun for you. Like, I don't know, get involved in like roller derby or something like that, or start like your own version of Jackass or something like that. Don't just sit weird. Like, where's the fun in that? Yeah, do like irresponsibly high weight deadlifts for no reason, even though like you're never gonna become a competitive power lifter. Just ego lift and like screw up your back forever, man. At least do something. I would have been very upset. That's fine. We need to fight Mega Satan, man. We need to fight Mega Satan. My back gets enough workout carrying you in Knockout City. Don't threaten me with a good time, Jay. Did you guys hit Emerald last night? I haven't. I'm just gonna say I haven't played very much in the past couple of days. I solo queue played like last week in ranked, and I got hard stuck at bronze. And I was blaming my teammates. I was going off. I was like, "What's wrong with you?" And then I gotta tell you, I played off stream, got good teammates, and basically won all the way up to gold and platinum. Like I think I'm at plat 2 right now, but I'm still at Elo Hell right now. Like I know like this is, I don't think I'm the best Knockout City player in the world. Like, oh no, I do occasionally play people. Like once every 2 or 3 games, I play with or against somebody where I'm like, they're demonstrably better than me, without a doubt. But I think I'm still almost always the best player on my team, which indicates to me I have like another rank to go before I start just finding the game miserable. This is a terrible room. I'm Emerald and I got destroyed on stream by you and Apollo and Justin. Yeah, but you weren't Emerald back then. That was like, you know, that was back in the early days. All right, Tainted Lost Pivot.